everyone, my name is Kristin Ciliberto. I'm a contributor over at Film Festival Report and welcome to today's video. So I'm happy to share our exclusive interview with Miranda Kahn. She is the filmmaker behind the short film Fame and Other Four-Letter Words, which will have its world's premiere at the TRIBECA Film Festival and features a wonderful cast, including Francesca Scorsese and Chloe Cherry. And before we jump into the interview with Miranda, let me give you all a brief synopsis of the film. In a world where Instagram is dead and scientists are hot, one influencer must face her biggest fear, being irrelevant. Now that you know a little bit about the film, let's cut over to the interview. So wonderful to speak with you today, Miranda. I loved the short and congratulations on making it into Tribeca.
Thank you, Kristen. I really appreciate it.
Okay, so first I want to start off right away since we are a film festival website and publication. What does it mean to you to have your short shown at Tribeca?
Wow. To have my short shown at Tribeca, honestly, it is like legitimately a dream come true. As someone who grew up in Long Island, 13 miles east of Manhattan, Tribeca Festival has always been like the mecca of filmmaking for New York City.
You're right.
And it's something that, you always hear about growing up and you dream of having your project there one day. And I'm very fortunate that I've actually had a number of projects at Tribeca in the past. First as a production manager, next as a producer. But this is the first time I've ever had a film there as a director. So it's just a whole other level of joy and excitement. It feels very much like my community sees me and I see them. So it's a very New York film. I'm very much a New Yorker, so it feels like the perfect home for our premiere.
I love the setting of the film, so for the short, I should say, but why did you want to tell this story?
I think I wanted to tell this story in particular because it feels so important these days that we really recognize the power that like authentic connection gives us, especially in regards to our familial relationships. Like family is everything, especially in these dark times. Family can oftentimes be all that you've got.
Mm-hmm.
Even if it's not your organic blood family, the family that you make, the friends in your life. I think we can easily get so caught up in politics and work, and especially as New Yorkers and people that live in cities, we can obsess over work and we can idolize certain things. But what really matters is, the people that the best and your family and your friends. And I wanted to tell that story, and I also wanted to shed some light into our obsession with celebrities and why we're so obsessed with these people that we literally don't even know.
Yes.
And we like value them more than we value our own sibling.
Yeah.
Like our obsession with them is so much deeper than our obsession with anyone that's actually in our life. And I just find that really interesting.
I just love how it explores pop culture because what really caught my attention right away, first I will say the color palette of this film is great, but I love the opening shot of like all the paintings of celebrities. I was like, oh wait, there's Miley Cyrus, there's Elle Woods, there's like all these people. And then the one thing that really surprised me was Dance Moms making a little appearance on it.
Yeah.
So I thought that was great. So I want to get into the cast too now. Chloe Cherry is great in the short, and I love seeing Francesca Scorsese attached to the project. So can you talk about bringing this cast together?
Yeah, absolutely. Casting is one of my favorite parts of the filmmaking process. It's an opportunity to work with, some great up and coming talent or already established talent. And to me, the most important thing was, of course, casting our lead. And Chloe is someone that I've worked with in the past on The French Italian, which is a feature film that I produced. And At first I imagined the lead being a male.
Oh, interesting.
The story is largely inspired by my own relationship with my brother. But
Oh.
then, yeah, just one day I was chatting with Chloe and I just had this idea that like she would just be so perfect for this role.
She's the
So,
perfect fit, honestly. I really liked her performance a lot.
oh, thanks so much. That means so much. Yeah, so Chloe was the first cast, and then I have this pet peeve. I really hate when siblings in movies look absolutely nothing alike. It's just like it breaks me out of the world. And anyway, I knew that I wanted to cast someone who really could be her sister. And I was scrolling through TikTok and I just stumbled ac across Fran Scorsese's work and I started looking into her and turns out she is not just busy on TikTok, but she was a pretty prolific actor at the time.
Mm-hmm.
So I had a conversation with her and brought her on, and she was our second hire, and oh my God, her acting is just incredible. I mean, she's really, really talented.
I
And
mean,
just
she comes from a talented family and has a great TikTok page to begin with.
she does come from a very talented family. She's been around the business ever since she was a child. But a lot of people can come from talent, but that doesn't necessarily mean that they themselves are talent, and like her dad, I mean, Marty's a director. It's not like he's like an acting coach.
Yeah.
And I don't even know if she went to acting school growing up, but she just has it naturally. Like she's just truly very talented. I think she's gonna go really far.
I believe so too. She's done a lot of like other like acting projects I've seen her in, but I really liked seeing her in this project specifically because it just really explores like her side as an actress where she's like going against her sister, talking about all this pop culture stuff. It was just really interesting to see the two actresses, Chloe and Francesca, just blend so well together with their characters. What did you learn as a filmmaker through this process?
Oh wow, I learned everything. I mean, I'm a pretty prolific producer. I've produced dozens,
Hmm.
probably close to hundreds of projects at this point. But I've never directed before. So I learned so much about directing talent, about writing a script. I think one of the big takeaways is really, really be very mindful of your ending. I think for a while I was so consumed about getting the project off the ground and, casting and getting the right locations that I did take a little mental break from thinking about the actual ending. And I wish I had really dedicated a little more time to that. Luckily, it came together pretty nicely. But finding it in the edit was a little bit challenging. So that's definitely like a big takeaway that I learned. And then of course, you know, how to work with actors. I mean, I feel like that's a lifelong journey that I will
Hmm.
always be learning.
Definitely. And then I love you mentioned about filming at the New York. I love the zoo and how that's like our final like little shot of the film. Did you get to really film at the zoo
Oh
and all
yeah.
that stuff?
Oh yeah. Real giraffes, real zoo. Yeah, we did a bunch of zoo hunting and we finally came across this zoo in New Jersey, actually, the Essex County Turtleback Zoo.
Yep.
And they were so lovely and so fantastic, and it was such a pleasure working with them. The woman there, Caitlin, was so kind and they were just really helpful to us. But yeah, filming with the giraffes were really interesting. We filmed with them at the very, very end of the day, right when they were sort of over their day. So a lot of the giraffes are like hanging out in this one area, and it looks perfect in the screen, but really they're just hanging out in this area that's close to like their shed, their house. And it's basically a sign that they're like, we want to go home. We're done. So
Oh,
they were ready, they were done for their day. Not even because of us filming, just because it was a long day for them, but the position they were standing at right outside their house was perfect. So
I love seeing that shot where it says Essex County, knowing that you filmed at the Turtleback Zoo. That's like one of my zoos I used to go to growing up as a kid, and I did like seeing that in the film. So
that's
I
awesome.
cannot wait to see what you do next. Thank you so much for your time, and I know you're going to do some great things. I know you are great at producing, but I know you got a wonderful mind to tell great stories.
Oh, thanks so much, Kristen.
That's going to wrap up our interview with Miranda. Please subscribe to the Film Fest Report YouTube channel and stay up to date by following us on social media and visiting us at filmfestreport.com. We'll see you all next time. Bye!